Good morning and welcome to the Angel and Tina morning show. Super excited to have you all joining us today. Tina, how are you doing, girl? You just got back from partying in San Antonio.
I was partying in San Antonio for a couple of days. Let me just tell you, these San Antonio girls, they know how to party. They definitely know how to party, but I could not hang. I could not hang. I mean, I did good for me, but I could not hang with these chicks. But you're on location today.
I am on location. I am in Las Vegas. It is my first event that I, have traveled to, that I am attending. Came from Florida to Las Vegas for a 3-day mastermind, and the 3-day time change I think is kicking my butt. And so I've been good. I'm drinking water, like I'm hydrating. I'm a good girl.
I'm not drinking.
I'm going to bed early. Well, like 9:30. I'm going to bed.
Because it's 12:30 your time.
Yeah, it's past midnight. We're getting up early, and the event starts. I got to be there over there at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm getting up early. But I will tell you what, this is my first event that I've traveled to in over a year, right? A year and a half since we've been out traveling. And I have gotten myself in a nice little routine. Like, this is what time I get up. I've been doing my workouts for the first time. Y'all know I've been like exercising like a crazy girl since March. And yesterday was the first day since March 3rd that I did not log a workout at all. And I broke my streak. I can't
believe you broke your streak.
I totally forgot. We've been so busy, and we're doing
what, 80 days?
It was like 80 days in a row I've been working out, and I've lost 10 pounds. Like, I'm feeling really good. I'm doing really good. And this travel thing, like, you're distracted. And I knew I wasn't going to do it in the morning, but I had a window in the afternoon.
When you go to the West Coast from the East Coast or vice versa, I believe that it throws me off track like the entire day. Like, I'm exhausted whichever way I'm going. Like, I need a whole day to recover.
Yeah. So I'm not used to it. And I unfortunately, or fortunately, good or bad, I don't know, I've already booked my next 5 events over the next couple of months. I'm looking at my husband kind of freaking out. But the other thing, right, besides the time zone, besides, I'm all out of my routine. I've been walking around barefoot or in tennis shoes around my house for over a year. So I didn't pack any heels. I've been walking around in flats. I spoke for the first time on stage in a pair of flats.
She posted this picture of her on stage, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you look so cute, da da da." And here I am. You're wearing flats?
I wore flats on stage for the first time ever. Right? Because I was so worried about walking around here in Vegas in high heels. I thought it's just going to kill me. And today I'm hoping I can do it in tennis shoes, right? Do you think they'd mind? I'm wearing my tennis shoes. So do you think they'd mind if I stepped on stage? Oh, well, let's say hello to our fabulous guests here and bring them in. Janae, you're all like fabulous, standing up.
Oh my gosh. I love this dress that she has on.
I'm ready to show you what we have.
Janae, where are you coming from?
I am from San Antonio. So the owner of Perfectly Flawed, P Flawed, flirty fashion boutique.
I love it. And she's a veteran. Listen, this chick used to be in the Navy, like on the ship type of Navy. Like, she posts her pictures on there, and I'm going.
So pretty like, uniform, buttoned up,
right?
Follow the rules.
Like this and like this. I'm like, ooh.
And that's actually, that's what really inspired my brand, because when I was active, I served for 8 years. And when I was active, I always had to wear a uniform. And even when you're off duty, you have to dress a certain way, stay like, I guess what they would consider appropriate. And I always felt like I couldn't really express myself, my love for fashion, because I'm from Los Angeles or California. So I couldn't express myself. And so this is kind of what motivated me to just go for what I love and what I think, women want to wear.
I'm so excited. She's going to show off some of her flirty fashions.
I love that. I was supposed to go. She was having a pop-up on Saturday, and it was going to be like her first pop-up event. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in San Antonio. I'm going to bring all my friends. And then my girlfriend got a flat tire, so we had an Uber everywhere. And I was like, we are not going to be able to make it. So
Oh, it went so well.
yeah,
Yeah.
we ended up drinking chamoy shots the whole time.
Yeah, so then
We
Tina
had chamoy
started.
here as well. You could have had them here.
We could have just had them there.
So you had your first pop-up shop on Saturday. So this is kind of like, it was an idea, but really you're just launching.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had my business for about 2 years. I've operated solely online. I've done most of my marketing has been on Instagram. And then just because I have a little bit of a following, some of my followers also have large followings. So they've helped me with modeling my clothes. And then we had to take a really like a break because we PCS from Hawaii to Texas. And so all of my inventory is here with me. So I had to ship it across the ocean. So we had to actually shut the shop down mid-COVID. You know, we've got the pandemic going on. So that affected my business. We closed the shop down. That affected, you know, the movement of our inventory. So we just kind of reopened in the winter. And we're just starting to kind of reinvigorate things and try to get out and really share the brand with people. So that's why we did the pop-up, to get some people here in person. They could touch, feel, try the clothes. So it was a unique and really fun experience.
Well, we're excited. We're excited to have you.
Okay, so she
Awesome.
said she has a little bit of followers. This chick has 150,000 followers on Instagram and more on TikTok.
Okay. It, like, you know, it's like I have a little bit of followers. So we were even talking, you know, just about Tina this month and how much she has done and grown and how many new clients she's bringing on and working with. And I'm like, you doing this? And she's like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it. Like, it's just a little bit, right? Just a couple. Like we want more, right? It gets, like we've set these high goals and these high expectations and put all this pressure on ourselves, but let's celebrate. Like, look what you've done.
Thank you.
Right? So yay, 150,000 followers on Instagram. Like,
and that's just Instagram. I didn't even pull up TikTok. She has probably like 6 million on TikTok.
I wish one day. Right now I'm only at like 90,000. Well, TikTok, I wasn't really, well, it actually kind of grew pretty quickly, right? With that one that you found me on.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really doing much on TikTok because I'm almost 40. And so I was like, TikTok's not really for my age group. So I was focusing more on Instagram because I already had a following there. So that's where I was doing most of my marketing. But then I started watching Gary Vee and a lot of his speeches. And he's always saying, you need to get to TikTok. You need to get to TikTok. So I was like, okay, pandemic hit. Let me go do some silly things on TikTok. And so I've just been TikTok, putting a little bit more.
These kind of things, like the small businesses, are blowing up on TikTok.
Yes.
The things like, you know, Janae has, or there's another girl who sells like these keychains with like a stabber on it. I call it a stabber. And mace, and I mean, and she's blowing up. It's like these small businesses are blowing up TikTok. Yeah, especially if you have all these kind of, you know, cute things that people can buy. But every time Janae comes on, like, where do you get this? And how do you get this? And my thing was like, I don't think my things are going to fit in there.
Well, and that's, you know, for a little while, I felt like I couldn't model my own stuff because I'm what, like a size 10, 12. I wear a large, between large and extra large. And so I was like, oh, you know, I'm kind of not the right model. So I did go through a little bit of even, you know, just recently, a little bit of a depression about it, where I was like, maybe this isn't for me. And then that TikTok blew up and it was all girls that look like me that were like, well, if you fit, girls. Yeah. And they were like, you know, and I have tried to kind of market to curvy, but on Instagram, a lot of them are, you know, like fitness models. And so I think I was kind of struggling to find my people, like you know, people that look like me that would be really excited about the clothes as well. And so when that TikTok went viral, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe all these people. And they're all saying the same thing. Like, well, your body looks like mine, so then it must look like that on me too.
It must look good, right? Like, but it's so funny because and I do the same thing, Janae, like in our head, we think, oh, I don't do that. Like I always think, oh my God, I don't look good. I don't look good. But the average size woman is 12 and 14.
Yes.
Like the average size woman in America is size 12, 14.
Mm-hmm.
But
true. All my larges and extra larges are like the first to sell out. Every time I list a new product, I sell out of large and extra large. Very first, like that's kind of that middle ground. So that's where I think my market is right now.
That's your market, right? And so this is like great market research, and for you to put yourself out there to be totally authentic and to attract them. And we're afraid to put ourselves out there sometimes. And
Yes.
And even on camera, we've got the filters on the cameras, right? And we were doing all this stuff
on our phone,
right?
Yeah.
And yet, like, being real is really what people are craving so much more.
Yes.
Well, Carolyn, are you on TikTok?
I just started 2 weeks ago. I just am getting on board. I waited way too long, but like I finally asked my 13-year-old daughter, I was like, all right, why don't you show me how this works? And I love it. I love it.
Okay.
I get a little addicted going through all the videos. And I'll like,
has it been 2 hours already?
And I'll go, 2 hours?
Exactly.
And I've done a couple of TikToks. In fact, me and my girlfriend did a TikTok while we were in San Antonio, but I haven't went viral. And like, definitely don't have all the followers that Janae has, but they are fun little things. I thought the same thing. I'm too old to be on TikTok, but then you find those people that are like 40s and 50s and they're like, doing TikTok going, are you too old for this? No, I'm not too old for this.
Yeah.
Well, I probably am. I'm like a whole decade beyond the rest of you.
There's like a 75-year-old grandma on there, Angel, and she has like 250,000 people. And she talks about the way she dresses, and she's hilarious.
I use her voice all the time. She's so funny.
Yes. And she's like, this is my outfit for today.
Yeah. And it's like grandma clothes. She's not, it's really cute. She's wearing like age appropriate clothes, but not age, I don't believe in that, but she's wearing clothes like that she feels comfortable in. And she's like, if you don't like it, then leave.
Right? If you don't like it, then leave. And you can use the sound. It's a very fun, interactive way, but people are getting tons of business through TikTok.
Yes. Yeah.
Carolyn, what are you doing on TikTok so far? What have you done?
Guys, I love your outfit, by the way. I'm like, oh, this is so pretty. I'm a professional astrologer. Like, I'm like way out in the, I don't have a physical, tangible thing to show you guys, but it's basically like saying that like when you took your first breath of air, when you were first born, the whole universe got imprinted upon you. And so the location, like where all of the planets were, that's all like a screenshot, if you will. And so we look at that, and it blew my mind once I first got interested in it, how like, name me a big event in your life and I will show you exactly what was going on. Because you look at your chart relative to what's going on in the sky right now, and it's like the planets, like they do affect you, and it's crazy. Like when people get married, or any kind of big event, it's all there. All there.
So is there probably a big event in Janae's life for doing her first pop-up like yesterday? Is like that kind of a big event, or
like, so right now it's a total lunar eclipse. We're in that happens once every 6 months, but sometimes they're partial and sometimes they're total. So it was like at 6:15 this morning, 7:15 on the East Coast. And those are usually like life change, not necessarily like life changing, but it's like a course correction. So it can like change the path a little bit. Wow. So yeah, eclipses are known to
total eclipse. I immediately now have total eclipse of my heart in my heart.
Why don't you go do a TikTok?
I was just gonna say, well, what TikTok can we do to total eclipse?
Seriously.
No, but that's interesting to hear, because I mean, I guess for me, like I was saying, I was getting kind of depressed and I was ready to just close my business about 2 months ago. And then that video went viral, the one that Tina found me through. And then it was kind of like I was reinvigorated and I was like, I got hope again. And you know what, maybe I'm going to keep this going. And then we've been thriving for the last few months.
That is so
Isn't
exciting.
that interesting? Because we think, okay, I did something, right? Like, I'll change my habits or I'll change my something, right? And yet it's like, if it's the moon, right? And it's the like, we have zero impact on that. And yet and we're not giving it any credit. So when you when you go on TikTok, are you talking about that, or like what were your videos?
Yeah, because I started, I like researched my niche. I was like, let me have a look at like what's going on here. And there's a niche for that. Like there's definitely, so I was like, okay.
So Carolyn, when there's a new moon or a full moon, so this is how I met her, because I met her through Brandy, and we were talking about the full moon, and she's like, oh, you need to meet my friend Carolyn. She does this, and you should do this, and you should do this, and get her book. And so she introduced us, and so we haven't done it yet, but we're going to. And so when there's a full moon, you're supposed to do this whole thing that cleanses. Okay, so tell me about.
Is it a dance?
It's a naked dance that you go in there and
can we wear flirty bralettes when we do our naked?
Yeah, I was like, I could help you. Maybe not naked, but I could help you definitely strip down to something cute.
So like the new moons are in between, like the full moons are obvious, we see it, but the new moons, you don't see anything. There's no moon in the sky at all. So that one kind of goes under the radar. But there's 8 hours every single month, right when that new moon hits, that is a really, really fertile time to just write down what it is that you want for yourself in your life. So it's like that there's an 8-hour window that's more potent than the other 720. To just, if we just take like pen to paper, it takes 5 to 10 minutes per month, and you keep that piece of paper. I tell people like, just stick it under your mattress, don't burn it, don't throw it away or anything like that. And it is amazing, the changes that start to happen in your life. Like, it's like pure magic. And it's not, there's something that's called the Farmer's Almanac. Like, it's not woo-woo stuff. Farmer's Almanac is literally a publication where farmers consult when is the best time to plant their crops. And it's a new moon calendar. So it's even like the crops will grow faster. If you want to cut your hair and you want it to grow faster, cut it on the new moon. Like, anything that's seeded at that new moon will grow faster and better.
Okay, yeah. So give me an example, Carolyn, of maybe something you've written down and put under your mattress that happened during the new moon. Can I ask you that?
Oh my goodness. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, I think. I mean, it's been little things
mattress
like
is getting lumpy.
Okay, so Carolyn, do you write down the date and then write down, like, I'm doing that?
So here's how I got started. There's a book about it, right? So I bought the book, I read it, and I told everybody about it. So people were buying the book, but then I noticed after 2-3 months, nobody was doing it anymore. So I started a free email service on my website to just send a reminder, because people just don't know when this thing is. So I have like a free reminder on my website. People just sign up with their email address, and then they get the notifications. They get a 48-hour heads up, and then at the time, then they get the reminder. And so it's just easier that way. And you just, it doesn't have to be like a fancy journal or anything like that. Just a sheet of paper out of your printer. And you just really just take a minute to just what's most needed in your life, really. And I usually recommend that people focus on one thing at a time. So don't do like, and there's like rules to this. So it's got to be more than one thing, but not more than 10. So I wouldn't say like, I want a new car.
Hold on. Like the number of things that you write down like matters. So at least one thing, right? But no more than 10.
At least 2 things, like just one thing we've noticed doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
So so more than 1, but less than 10.
And you gotta keep it. You gotta keep the subject.
So give me an example. Like walk us through it, Carolyn.
So a way that I found is slow is if people make like 3 wishes for their health. Like, I want to be healthier, for example, and then they'll do 3 wishes for money, and then they'll do 3 wishes for relationships. Right? That's the slow way to go. You wanna, if wanting a relationship is your number 1 priority, then write down like 8 or 9 wishes that are all centered around that, but like
that one
tackling it in different wording.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
stay focused.
Stay focused.
Be very super clear about really what you want.
Subject.
Your attention.
And stick to it month after month after month until it comes true.
On that one subject?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's too like diluted, it just takes forever.
Yeah.
So
everything. I mean, I want this, this, and this, and this, and this, and you won't see the progress because it's little, just, it's diluted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty powerful.
It really,
Okay.
it really is.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a
people
really
can
fun
sign up
practice.
on your website to get a reminder when this 8-hour window is every month. And it's once a month, right?
Yeah. You'll get like a couple of emails in the beginning as a sequence, just to kind of give you like those little rules that I just mentioned to like know how to do it. And we always say, be careful what you wish for. Like your wording is super important.
Yeah.
Have you ever had
you would say, like, let's say that you want more money. Yeah. Like, let's say you want more money. I would add like in a happy, healthy way. You don't want anybody passing away, leaving you, in a happy, healthy way.
Okay, very specific, very clear. Yeah, we've had some instances where like you said something and something happening, or you gotta be really careful what you wish for, because
I remember when back in the day, when I first started going to church and gave myself to Christ, one of my friend's husbands, would always pray for patience all the time. Like, I need to pray for patience. I'm not patient with my kids. I'm not patient with my wife. Praying for patience all the time. And then he broke his ankle and was on bed rest for 12 weeks.
You got to be a whole lot of patient if you're.
And I was like,
right?
God said okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Janae, we need some new moon clothes.
All right. I'll show you some of the stuff that we have. I'm going to pull over.
I need this dress that she has on. Like,
I don't know if it can you guys see this one? I wanted to show you. Okay. So we have the one that I have on is more like of a flowy, skirt, but this is one of our new ones, and this comes in sizes small through 3X. So but it's a bralette. It's a little bit of a different style bralette, and then it goes into a tiered skirt. So it's like a tie-dye tiered skirt.
Oh,
really cute. So that's one of our new. A lot of our products are like dresses, rompers. We have jumpsuits, cardigans, swimwear. We have everything for everyone. And like I said, we go from size small through 3X. Some of our stuff isn't available up in the plus sizes, but so this is one of our new tie-dye dresses. This is what I wore at the shop and sit.
And there's a lot of pictures on Instagram and TikTok of her wearing these clothes. If you guys see it, like, you can see it. Now this dress, everybody wanted this white dress.
Yes.
It looked so good on Janae. And it was like perfect, like if you're taking like beach pictures, that would be like a perfect like beach picture dress, because it was so sexually looking with up top, and then it is so.
It almost looks like bridal, right?
It could be like a summer wedding, or and we have it. So that dress is the same as this one. So you could wear. We have it in fuchsia. We have it in the white, we have it in black, and then we also have this rose color. So this is actually the mini version of the dress.
That's what Tina needs. Everything in that color. That's what.
Yes, and so we we have the maxi and
let's see the back of that dress, Janae. Can you move your hair so we can look back?
Oh, I guess I could show from my body, huh?
Like, I guess I could show you from my body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, how
so
pretty.
it's a crisscross. It has the straps on it, the adjustable straps, and then it's extremely forgiving or stretchy. You see?
Okay.
So you got a good stretch there. So and then same thing in the front. It's tight, so I could pull it tighter if I wanted to. Or and then what's really cool about it is because sometimes you get like the side boob, or you'll get maybe too much cleavage. You can adjust each strap individually. So if you wanted to pull it a little bit tighter on this spot, or if you want to pull it a little tighter here, just based on how you want your cleavage to look.
What if you don't have much? Can I?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's still yeah. So I have a 14-year-old daughter, and so she models my clothes as well. And then I'll show you the bralettes, but they're lined. And then because of the texture on this specific bralette, it gives you more of like the oomph up in the front. So it's actually very good for those who have smaller chests as well, because it gives you kind of that texture right there. And so that gives you a little bit of a oomph.
I was
So
so
I just
scared,
lost.
like, because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, you can't wear certain things when you have bigger.
Well, I lost 10 pounds. And so where do you lose it first, right? You lose it.
Mine is losing too.
Yeah. So that's kind of the one, like, kind of nice thing about having some curves, right? Like, then
take it places first.
Yeah,
I'd rather lose it here first.
Yeah, right.
But the cool thing about these bralettes is that they give good support and they give a really good lift. But they're not wired, like you don't have the underwire. And so we've had some breast cancer patients who have ordered them. You could, if you're larger and you didn't want to have too much cleavage, you could remove the padded inserts. And then it just kind of molds really nicely. And so, and the bottom is very stretchy. So it's very forgiving. So
they're so pretty.
It's like a little Spanx.
Yes.
They are so pretty. I'm loving your color choices.
Oh, thank you. I love vibrant colors. So we had I'll show you one of our bags too. We had kind of originated in Hawaii. And so I have all these influences to our fashion. So my husband's Brazilian, so I have like a huge Brazilian influence. And then I'm from Los Angeles and Hawaii. And so having those, it kind of lends to some of the colors that we come up with, some of the styles that we come up with. This is our oversized, we have a lot of totes, like oversized handmade totes. And these are actually from America and Beyond brand. And so they're really high-end totes, handmade, hand-beaded. So lots of fun stuff.
I'm a tote bag girl. I think everybody should have tote bags. Like, don't put something in your hand. Don't care. Like, put it in a bag. I'm like
Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Like if I open this tote, you'll start to find I have more bralettes. So we have other styles too in our bralettes, because this is the one that we're more known for, which is called the exquisite bralette. But we also have a tie-dye bralette, which is a little bit of a different texture and pattern. We have our floral bralette, which we call the Michaela. It's named after one of our brand ambassadors.
How pretty.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh,
and we actually have maxi dress.
New moon look.
Just that.
Wow. Do you have anything for the bottoms? Like anything that kind of matches with the bottom?
We do. We have, I don't have them out here right now, but we have maxi skirts. So we have flowy skirts with pockets. And then we sell shorts and we sell jean skirts. We have, like I said, swimwear cover-ups. And then that bralette that I just showed you is going to be available, I think, in about 2 weeks in a dress as well, a mini dress. So you'll have that top and then a mini dress. And so some people have preference in their bralette style.
Janae, like you were in the military and you served for 8 years, and now you have this whole fashion line. How did you start? What did you start with?
Right? Like, how do you go from the military to having a fashion brand, specifically my style of fashion? I joined the Navy from a homeless shelter, actually. I was homeless in Los Angeles when I was a teenager. And I worked while I was living in the shelters. I was working at clothing stores in Melrose and Santa Monica. So I already had like a strong love for fashion. One of my friends joined the Navy and she took me to the recruiter, and I was like, well, do you have anything that's like fashion related? And they're like, no.
I could design the Navy uniform.
Can I design the new uniforms, right? Somebody's got to do that.
I did. I think I might have asked that even, right? And then they were like, but we do have what's called a storekeeper. And so you would manage like the storerooms. And so I thought, okay, I'll be a store manager.
Storekeeper.
Well, I worked in the toilet paper storeroom, so that's very different. So I managed the toilet paper stuff.
I didn't sign up for this.
But when you match this package with this package, it's like looks really pretty.
Like, can we get pink toilet paper rolls on here? But what happened was I joined in 2000, and then 9/11 happened, and right after 9/11, we deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. I served 8 years, 4 on a ship and then 4 as an instructor. And then I got out, and I've been working as a federal employee since then. So I actually have a federal job as well. And then my social media picked up and I was like, well, this is it. This is my chance to show my love for fashion and start sharing it with the world. And so I took that risk and just opened up the shop online. And so kind of got two hats right now with that.
Janae, what does your husband think about all this?
So my husband is, he's from Brazil. And when we met, like, so he's not in the military, has no military affiliation. So he was a military spouse for a short time there. He thinks I'm crazy in a good way, right? I'm super ambitious. He's a lot more of a like, plan things out, kind of know what you're doing. Don't take like these big crazy risks. And I'm a huge risk taker. And I'm like, let's just go for it. And so he manages the like the financial and the administrative side of the business and helps me like kind of stay grounded and be a little bit more realistic in some of the things I do. But he's extremely, extremely supportive. We have 2 daughters. And he loves like the example that my daughters get to see from me, like just working hard and really running this brand.
Powerful, successful woman, like following her passion and having it pan out. Carolyn, how about you? Is your family supportive, on board with what you do? Do they think you're nuts for being an entrepreneur?
Of course, though, but I come from an entrepreneurial family, but I've had a big change of career too. I'm actually like formerly, I'm a chiropractor. I was doing that for years and years and years. And then one day, like, yeah, I've always been fascinated with the stars and just, yeah, one day my whole life was redirecting me towards this. I feel like everything was falling apart and I was like, okay. And then especially in the pandemic, that really pushed me to push that business online even more. And so, yeah.
So this is new for you, kind of a shift during just this last year.
It was something I was dabbling in. I was doing like more like as a hobby, but like this last year, yeah, I got kicked into overdrive. Like, yeah, because it was online. I could do it from home and yeah.
Well, and a lot of people had so many questions, you know, what's going to happen? What if?
Totally.
So because I mean, we didn't even know we started this show during the pandemic, and we were like, we're just going to do it for 2 weeks just to bring some positivity to the world. And then here we are a year later, still rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I think that the pandemic, in many ways, I mean, there was a lot of tragedy and challenges, of course, that came out of it, but also just, you know, allowed for all these new ideas and creativity. Like everything we knew was just, we can't do it like that anymore. And like everybody was given permission to do it differently. Right? Let's try something else on and let's see what else works. And so I think we're far more supportive of, oh, you're starting something new. Oh, you have a new idea, because everybody is doing something new. And it just gave freedom to not feel so stupid about, I want to try this online thing. Right.
And started giving grace to everybody, you know, with the whole Zoom thing. Like, Angel, do you remember when we first started, like, our backgrounds and like
oh yeah, there was background shaming going on. Everybody was like and you know, the different things that we had tried in the beginning just to get ourselves out there. And as we were talking yesterday, do you remember when we were first everybody needed masks and there was these videos going around about people cutting up a pair of socks to turn into a mask? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually did that. Like, we actually pulled out some socks and cut them up.
I remember you guys did all those when the kids were home.
Right? Like, just as a craft, like something funny. I'm like, yeah, we were cutting up socks to see if, you know, if they would be, you know, work as a mask. And everybody was like selling masks online, right? Like, I'm selling masks.
Well,
there's commercials with it and all these other.
Yeah, but it's funny you say that. I guess I'll give like a kind of experience that I had with that, because I was really surprised by it. So I'm an online boutique, right? And so I work with wholesalers. And so when the pandemic started, remember there was, you know, everybody wear masks, and then it was like, nobody wear masks. Do not take masks from the medical professionals. And you were kind of being shamed if you had them. And I knew there was a mask shortage, but through my industry, I found a bunch of face masks. And so I was like, I'm reaching out to like companies saying, hey, there's face masks out here. Why aren't you guys buying them? They're available for you to buy. And I was such a small business that I obviously couldn't stock up on a bunch of face masks to sell or to give out. But what I did was I reached out to my followers and I said, hey, I'm able to get my hands on some face masks and I'd like to help the essential workers with getting some free face masks. can you guys help me? And so we opened up like a donation option where people could donate, and then we would go and we would get these face masks, and we gave them out to Costco workers and to the cable workers and the mailmen. So we were able to donate. I think we donated about 500, maybe even more than that, face masks, right? So as I'm in that process of donating the face masks, I start getting emails from people saying, hey, I need face masks. Can you open them up so that we can buy them? And I was really nervous because people were being publicly shamed for selling stuff, anything, right? Yeah. But like, I can't afford to just give out masks to the whole world. My business is very, very small. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a risk, and I'm going to go ahead and open them up for sale because there's people who truly need them, like their elderly parents or whatever the case. And I can't just donate to everyone. So I opened it up for sale, very low margin. I basically wasn't making any profit off of it. It was just what I paid for it.
Covering your costs, right?
Covering my costs, exactly. Mm-hmm. I got shamed. I got publicly shamed. Facebook would not allow me to market them on Facebook. They kept saying I was marketing illegal items because it was a face masks. People started kind of giving me a hard time saying like, you know, you're really messed up for selling these. Like, you should just give them away. And I was like, I can't just give away, you know, stock. And then they were saying, well, the CDC is saying don't have face masks, like don't wear them. The next day, after I opened them up, sold out like right away. The next day, the CDC came out and said, everybody needs masks. And guess what? There was none available because everybody was afraid to sell them. And so I just happened to be the one place that had a whole bunch of face masks available for people. So they were like, well, now that I need them, I need to go and buy one. And you're the only one who has them. And so I had, especially like the military, contacting me saying, do you have solid black? Do you have solid, you know, these colors that I'm supposed to wear? But I guess the reason I share that is because that's where there was like a weird shift in the market, where in the beginning you were being shamed if you sold these essential items that we needed. And then when it opened up and people actually had to have them, there were none available for people to get because they were afraid.
It was like there was this time, and Carolyn, maybe it was something with where the moon was.
Help me, Caroline.
Angry.
What did I go through?
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
Everybody was so angry. Like anything you posted, there was the haters came out. Like even if you were trying to do something good, do you remember that? It was like this window of just
how dare you try to, you know, take this pandemic and try to make a business out of it.
Yes. And I was like, I'm trying to help you, and I'm a small business. And so you'd rather go to Amazon or Walmart, you know, like you could be helping a local small business instead.
Right. Now, Janae, if you had masks like those bralettes, I would definitely buy them.
It was close. There was a close.
So cute.
Yeah, there was a close call where I was going to have that. Well, you know what I do have? Actually, I should have showed you guys. I actually have shirts with built-in face masks. Little crop tops with built-in face masks.
You have them handy? Are they handy?
Yes, I'm gonna go grab one.
Okay, so Caroline, give us your backstory. I know you were a chiropractor and
yeah. But like, just to point out, the astrology of 2020 was insane. And we knew it in 2019. We kind of knew what was coming, but it's a once every 500 year kind of astrology. And when the same thing happened 500 years ago, a plague broke out. Like, not even kidding, not even joking.
Really? So you can see how the planets all lined up and where everything, and it was a 500 and then wow.
Yeah. It was gnarly.
I seen a meme like that the other day. It said it said something about like 1920s the plague hit, 1940s this hit, or you know, whatever it was. It was like these different things, like every whatever, and it was I gotta post it. It was a meme that it was like there was 4 plagues that like try to take out the world.
So we have this terrible, like every 5. How long does this last? Are we out of it? Are we coming out of it? Is it going to be a cycle?
It looks a little funny until 2023. 2023 will be in the clear, but I mean, it's already better. It's already better, but 2021, there's still a few hard transits. But it's definitely better than 2020. That was the worst. The worst is out of the way.
It's out of the way. Well, and Janae, you weren't.
I have my shirt on, just so
you weren't in the military during COVID, right? You weren't.
I wasn't. Well, I worked for the government, so I worked for the Navy out in Hawaii when it started. So I was
I was just
not.
thinking, you were in the stock room of the toilet paper room. Like, were you there during the pandemic when everybody was like trying to hoard toilet paper?
Such a cool way to start my career, and then come to find out like that ends up being like the go-to. I wish I would have, maybe gotten a box for myself.
Right. Okay, show us what you're wearing.
Okay, so I put it on over the dress, so it kind of looks funny, but this is a crop top. So what it has is it looks like a little, just a scarf kind of thing, but it has these ear holes on it. And so you pull it up.
Oh my God, that is so
Look
cool.
at that.
Yes, and so.
Okay,
I
so
kinda
in the airport, you cannot wear these because
You can't.
there was a guy who had a mask like it was just the mask, and they were like, "You need to put a different mask on." He was like, "This is the same mask." They're like, "No, you need to have a different mask. It needs to be just this." And I'm like, "What? It's covering everything, like
all the way down to here.
I don't understand."
Yeah, Disney.
What was it?
Disney was very particular too. Like, you couldn't have those gator things. Like, they were very particular about what kind of mask you could wear. Because all three of my kids now work at Disney, but other than certain places, that's a really cool. Like, if you're running into the store,
I love that. Like,
Or
and
the
you can,
gym.
put it up real quick.
in the gym,
Yeah.
in the store, because like when
I
you go to a
love it.
restaurant, right, you only have to wear it like to your table, and then you can take it off.
Yeah, so you can just pull it up, pull it down. So we have it in a couple colors. And then it's still functional even after like the mask mandates go away, if they ever do. It's still a functional shirt because it just pulls down like a scarf. So it's not like you're walking around with like a mask hanging off you.
That is
I thought it was cool.
So cool.
I got a little hate for these as well, but
Did you?
well, people are like, those are so ugly. Why would you say? And I was like, it's perfect. It's
think they're-
convenient.
They're just convenient.
Convenient. 'Cause
Yeah.
often, right? You run out the door and you're like, shoot, I don't have a mask.
Yeah.
It
Right?
happens
You're
all
like,
the time.
You don't have to worry about that. You could throw it under, right? So it's like just a little crop top. So you could throw a little jacket over it for work, and you can pull it up at work. Or I think it's fun.
Okay,
We have it in 3 colors.
So what's your website for people to go and shop?
So my website is pflwd.com. So PFLAWED, which is short for perfectly flawed.
pflwd.com. pflwd.com, and we can shop there. Carolyn, what's your website for?
Oh my God, it's longer. I wish I had a cute short one like that. So it's just my full name. So it's drcarolinebergeron.com. So drcarolinebergeron.com.
Carolyn, you could buy a fun URL and point it right to your website, and so
grab your 8-hour manifestation.com. 8-hour
your new moon.
That's true. Online, it's kind of like it's always a clickable link, or it's always
that's true.
It's
now
like
you're doing media interviews, right?
Right.
We need a quick short call to action.
That's true.
When they go there, they can grab that 8-hour. You'll send them that thing, and every month you'll get that time period with them during those 8 hours.
Yes.
So I am doing it.
Yeah, Tina, what are you gonna focus on in your new moon manifestations? Nothing. Nothing. You have to have at least 2 things.
No, I'm gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay, I won't ask you. Okay, so right now, right? Are you? Is your top priority health? Is it money, or is it relationships?
My top priority right now, I would say my business.
Okay. Right? An aggressive, and you are doing well. I'm gonna bring that in her head.
Okay, so last year when I first became a best-selling author, right? Like I was like, and so I'm an author. I just had my first book. She goes, "No, you're a best-selling author." She's like, "Get in your head."
Tina's head is a little thick.
I'm hard-headed because you don't want to brag like that.
And it isn't, but we have to celebrate. We have to recognize our successes and our milestones. And she is on track. You look at where you are at and what you are on track for is a significant milestone for a business owner that most never achieve. In fact, 94% of business owners never hit this milestone, and you are on track for it, Tina. And I'm just like, celebrate that. You've worked so hard. Like, don't dismiss it. So hers is business. Janae, what about you? Would it be health? Would it be money? Would it be relationships?
I would definitely be health. You know, I think the pandemic has taken a little bit out of some of us. And so I've been just stuck in the house. And so for me, it would probably be health. And then of course, business still continuing to flourish. My family's good. I'm blessed with that. So for now, I don't have to wish for
it is kind of an epic flow, right? Like we're working on some things, and like I said, we had Julie Burke come on the show at the beginning of March, and she had, you know, she'd been sick, she'd gotten COVID, right? She'd had, you know, this, you know, health, some issues, and she had turned it around, and she'd started, you know, eating healthier and putting more activity into her day. Whereas I'd gotten myself in a habit where I just sat in this chair all day, right? I'm doing Zoom calls, I'm doing conference calls, I'm building my business online. And for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, like this is where you could find me. And so starting to put, you know, just more structure and variety into my day. And so starting March 3rd, I have worked out every single day.
That's amazing.
Until yesterday.
That's still incredible.
Not only that, but you stopped sugar, you implemented water into your routine. Like she has just kind of like turned it all around, and she's lost 10 pounds, but also her inches. She shows this picture, which I'm like, whatever, you don't look bad. But then she shows this other picture, and her waist is like,
you know, I got that nice little hourglass
like, what
happening.
What happened?
It's really fun, right? I forgot I had a waist.
Yours is health, Angel. Yours is health for your 8 hours.
Yeah. So right now I'm very, you know, I want to, you know, we've got to take care of the body, right? Like if our health isn't here, nothing else will. And so I do have some pretty aggressive health and fitness goals, but I'm on track, and I've been, you know, very focused. I've got a new routine.
So one of the wishes is I want to look like Jennifer Lopez.
I do have Jennifer Lopez, like the cover of her on her album.
Her new album. That she came out when she was all naked.
Yeah, she has no clothes on, and her and I are the same age, and I just like the fact that she could look like that at 50 is like impressive to me. I don't need the whole package, but I just don't want to be. I want to look like I take I take care of myself. I'm important to me, right? Yeah. And so this last year, in fact, these last 3 years, my health and my fitness was not important to me, and it showed, right? But it shows up in other places, right? Lack of energy, right? How you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself.
A little depressed with it too, you know, like what Janae was saying. I think, you know, the way you look and how you feel, that low energy and all that kind of stuff too, that's when the depression starts kicking in.
And so I knew like I, you know, I'd just gotten kind of just lazy about it, and I knew that, but I couldn't get, it's like I just needed something to spark to get me out of it. And now we just bought a house with a swimming pool. So I'm running around in a swimsuit. So I need some coverage. I need some flirty clothes, Janae. Like
I can help you. We just built a pool as well, but I've got all the stuff. I've got bathing suits. It's funny you guys mentioned J-Lo though, because she did an interview a while back. It was after she had her twins, I think. And people were like, oh my gosh, you bounced back. Your body's amazing. And she said, you know, don't use me as a gauge. And she was like, because this is actually my job. So what you see here, this is really just me taking care of it because it's my job. It's what I have to do. So I'm not.
She works out 3 or 4 hours a day.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm not a reflection of what you should aspire to so much, because I think she wanted to be clear, not to be unrealistic. And I always was too, and that's why I kind of got depressed for a little while, because I was like, I don't look like, so on TikTok, Tina, you see most of these boutique owners are 20-year-old girls, they're perfect bodies. And so they do these transitions and stuff. And me, it's like, I got to like suck in and wait, like hold my breath,
Today, so that's why I liked you, because it was that one TikTok, the girl was asking like, do you have any curvy girls? And Janae goes, well, I'm a curvy girl. Here it is. And you can do this and this. And I'm like, that because I would just pass up those other. I'm like, oh, I can't wear that.
I don't.
Can't wear
Yeah.
that, can't wear that. Oh, he has big boobs like me. I might be able to wear that.
I think right now, like, you know, we've been inside for so long and like wearing masks, like completely covered up, right? Only people seeing us like from the keyboard up. And so we haven't really been revealing ourselves. We haven't been out there.
Yeah.
And I think we want to feel pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I want to feel pretty. I can wear my yoga clothes. I'm wearing like, you know,
Yes.
Tina shows up on screen and I just want to give, you know, props and kudos to Tina. She shows up so glamorous. Like she gets up in the morning. She does like her hair, earrings, like she does the whole thing. I show up in a t-shirt and leggings. I'm like, because why? Like I'm sitting here in this chair all day and, you know, my hair's in a ponytail most of the time. And so again, it gets in here.
Yeah.
But you know what? And then this whole time while I was in San Antonio, I was like, they were taking pictures, like whole body pictures. I'm like, no, bring it back up.
I'm pretty here.
Yeah.
Please.
Caroline, are there any like, is it Venus or like when Venus is bright that we feel prettier or
it is. I was just thinking of Janae. I'm like, she has a lot of Venus in her chart. She definitely does. To like be like attracted to fashion and beauty and all that. That's for sure. And it's funny, I just heard something recently that like, because especially it's worse because of the pandemic, but that we should make an effort even just to go to the grocery store to like pick out your best outfit and just go out there. And because I'm like living in my pajamas over here constantly.
It's funny that you say that because remember last year there was a meme that I got to go to the grocery store, so this is what I wore, and it's like their prom dress, and they have
I'm going out, put on my prom dress.
Yeah,
I did a TikTok like where like people are meeting now like their significant others at the grocery store because you can't go to bars and clubs anymore. So you never know who you're gonna run into. That could be your moment.
Oh, that could be my moment. Maybe that's why I'm not meeting the guy.
I think I actually saw that on a TikTok that, like just make a little bit of an effort, even if it's just for some casual little errand. It's the energy you're putting out there and it's just better for up here. Like it's soul food at the end of the day.
We had somebody on last year that said, you know, no matter what you do, get up and take a shower and get dressed every single day. Like even if you have nothing
I at least stayed in that habit, right? And stayed in that routine. But what I was wearing, right? And I'm still wearing yoga pants. Although, packing for a trip, I'm like, I've gone through so many clothes because we have a day thing and then there's a night thing. And I'm like,
try everything on before you packed?
I did. I had to try everything on before I packed because
I had to try things on too before I packed. I'm like, hold on, let me see if these still
Let's see if I can fit these little buttons. See if these will button. All right. Well, ladies, let's make sure we've got your call to action. Tell people all the exciting things you got coming up that they can plug in. They can plug in with you. Janae, do you have any more pop-up shops or like what's coming up?
So our next event is going to be the Burbiz military event here in San Antonio on June 10th. So if you're military or military affiliated, you can get into that event for free. And we'll have a booth there. We have new releases almost weekly, and you can find us on social media and on our website. All of it is PFLWD, which is short for Perfectly Flawed. So you can find us across every platform with that acronym.
With the Angel and Tina Morning Show, you're going to see a lot more of Miss Janae.
Yes.
Now, we could have like a fun fashion show, right? We can get some like ambassadors.
Yes,
Angel, for her.
This is definitely, and I just think that, like I said, we've been inside, we've been just cocooned. I want to feel pretty, and we are going out and doing more than we've done. And I, I'm in Vegas. I flew, of course, it's all masks and it's all socially distanced at the airport, but it's like so crowded here and there's so many people everywhere and very few masks that you're seeing. So you're seeing the opening, you're seeing the shift. And
Yeah, and I love Vegas because you can wear anything, and so you don't have to worry about,
Yeah, people don't go look at you go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You see everything. And yeah, and now I'm wearing flats on stage, right?
I have a dress that matches those.
Do you?
And I took
Yeah.
a picture and everybody was like, oh, go Asia, you're a rock star, you're a rock star. And I'm going, are you wearing flats?
And I have a purse that matches. So, I'm cute.
Now you need the dress.
There you go.
I need the dress. Actually, I'm looking at quite a few of those.
Can you show us those little?
Yeah. So, of course, right? Because I have a swimming pool, and like I need more. And I'm in Florida now, so I need my Florida flowy.
Your Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, more flowy, pretty stuff than my Colorado. I have a whole box of stuff that I brought from Colorado. They're just thicker and heavier. I'm like, I don't think I will ever wear these in Florida, but I will be traveling, so I did keep them.
You gotta take those out of your drawers and put that into the every once or twice a year pile.
Right? Yeah. All right. Well, Janae, this has been so much fun. We're gonna all go shopping and become ambassadors for you, and do whatever we can to help spread the word and help women to feel even prettier. And I know, Caroline, we all need to keep our focus, right? We need to keep our intentions out there. So what do you got coming up? What exciting projects do you have? And again, how to connect with you?
Yeah, so I have a few things happening. I'm a resident astrologer in a wonderful little community. It's an online community. It's called the Age of Aquarius, and there's a few of us that are teaming up, and it's amazing. People just get to ask all of their questions and learn about astrology in a really simple, easy way. I will be sure to add my website in the comments because I know it's kind of a long one, but if you just pop on it and drop your email address, you will get that free service to just be more intentional about what it is that you want for yourself in your life. Because if you have that desire inside of you, like it is meant for you. It's not like there wouldn't be something that's put inside your head and like a dangling carrot. No, you can't get it. The reason why we don't have everything that we want in our lives is usually because we have inner resistance to it. So when we become really intentional about it, it's like you're co-creating with the universe to dissolve that resistance from the inside out.
Oh, so that's powerful. That is. Yeah. If we don't have it, it's because of our inner resistance to it, which, if you just look in the mirror and you're like, shoot,
it's all like subconscious. It's all these, programming that we have from wherever we pick that up in our childhood. And it's just we're getting in our own way pretty much. And so if you can just like resolve it from the inside out, then you start to attract, better things in your life. So
and isn't that interesting? Like, because we all can probably go back to a time where we were just in the flow, like super clear about what we wanted and where we were going, what we were doing, and things, right? Things were in front of us. We saw the opportunities. We were meeting the right people. Like it was natural. And then I think we kind of freak out and we put the brakes on it. Like, this can't really be happening. This won't really last. Like, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop, right?
Yep. It's like a little self-sabotaging kind of a, And of course, I have my one-on-one sessions. If anyone's interested in, seeing what's up and coming, if you have any big transits coming up in the next few years, like that's always a good heads up.
Caroline, do you do live videos? Do you have a YouTube channel where you talk about this kind of stuff?
Yes, so I do. So like my sessions are on Zoom, and I share the charts with you, and I show you exactly what we're talking about, and I record them, and then I send them to you. So
you send them to us, but are there places like where you are just like publicly like talking about that?
So I have my Instagram, which is, I know, again, it's the same handle. It's just like my website, but
matchy. That's good.
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram at Dr. Caroline Bergeron. And that's mostly where, I'll do a lot of in my stories. I'll do a lot of astrology there.
Right. Awesome. And she kept using the word intentional, and that's my word for 2021.
Is it really? Very
all right. Well, this was great stuff. Ladies, you guys have been dynamite. So much fun having you both on the show this morning. I think you've you've lit something up in all of us, just right in inner and the outer beauty of what we are all doing and what we are all creating. And so for all of our watchers, our viewers today, make sure that you connect with these two beautiful souls and share them, right? Share them with the world. Don't keep them as a best kept secret. Get their stories out by sharing, tagging them, connecting with them. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who tunes into the Angel and Tina morning show every morning, right? And you guys know we started this just as something we thought would be temporary, and it has turned into an incredible movement. We are not only the bright start to your morning, but just a bright start, period. And every now and then we just need a brighter start, right? We just need something that we can look forward to put a smile on our face, to just dig down and find something deep inside of us. So thank you so much for all of our viewers on the Angel and Tina morning show. I have a complimentary media starter kit if you're looking for more media exposure that you can grab at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. Press release ideas, connections for media contacts, everything that you need to just get started with, to get discovered, right? Your business, your book, or your brand. And it's super excited to give that to you guys. Oh, and then today
is the Connect Summit. Here in 2 hours, you can go to connectvirtualsummit.com, grab your tickets. It is complimentary. We start today for all the media and podcasting, publishing and podcasting from 2 to 7 Eastern today. You can grab your tickets if you go to connectvirtualsummit.com. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with your follow-up or don't know how to build those relationships with those clients online or offline, you can do that if you go to masteringyourfollowup.com, grab your complimentary 5-day free masterclass where I kind of go in there and show you guys tons of little tips and tricks on how to build those relationships online and offline. We are so grateful for you guys to watch the show every single day. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, sign up for the Connect Summit today, 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.